Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice, Simple Steps for Showing Up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. I am grateful to be with you today. Oh man, I had a burp there. Just drank some soda, ate a pickle. It was super yummy. I love pickles. And I'm hungry because I'm on a caloric deficit right now. And I can eat pickles because they're basically cucumbers, which consume more calories than you're eating. So it's awesome. Those are one thing that I don't track is pickles. That and like iceberg lettuce, I don't track that either. Anyways, total brain fart, total sidetrack. Kind of, actually. I'm grateful to be with you. I'm grateful to do these episodes. I'm grateful for my capacity and the things that I have learned, am learning, actively learning, trials, so I can relay them to you. So you can hopefully learn through my experience and have the ability to progress faster than I did. That's the whole purpose of mentoring, right? You want people to surpass you in a shorter time frame than it took you. I was thinking about, I was reading or am reading. I listened, man, my mouth. I listened to a training from Napoleon Hill that he gave to his new instructors in 1950. I'm now reading the book of that training, now transcribed to the written form. He talks a lot about how he worked for Andrew Carnegie for 20 years for free. Think about that. He worked for Andrew Carnegie for 20 years for free. But that knowledge and that environment allowed him to grow and to be Napoleon Hill. And then he was teaching his students who were going to be his teachers. And he said, I spent 20 years to where I can teach you. Hopefully you can beat me, surpass me, and be beyond me, teaching my principles in a better way, better capacity than I can in the next 6 months to 12 months. Pretty cool, right? The whole purpose is doing, learning, and then teaching. So the mentees, the students, can learn at a faster rate and overcome you. Lately, I've been walking on the treadmill every day. I decided I need to use this walking pad I have in my office. I haven't used it. I've had it for almost 2 years. I can count on like my hands and my toes how many times I've used it. My wife uses it all the time. And who does love using it is my 6-year-old. He loves running on it. But I've walked on it now, unbroken, for 20-something days, 40 minutes a day, every morning. I walk on it. I do reading. I do my brain games. I do my podcast upkeep. I do my audiobook upkeep. I do a whole lot of things in that 40 minutes while on my walking pad. And it's a very resourceful time. I get so much done while I'm on it. I even have coaching calls on it. I have business calls on it. I installed a shelf in front on the wall so I can have my laptop on there and work my laptop. And I got my phone mounted on there. I got a whole working station there. Super, super cool. And I've noticed something. As I've walked on it, my 4-year-old and my 6-year-old will run in and say, hey, Dad, when you're done, can I walk on the treadmill? Hey, Dad, when you're done, can I play on that? Can I be on that? And I've just noticed with time, as I'm spending more time on it each and every day, my kids, my sons, have wanted to be on it. So I finish my work on that. I get on my computer. I do some morning due diligence, do some morning prep work for the day. Sometimes I'm sitting at my red light doing my meditations. That's also in my office. And my sons hop on the treadmill. And my 4-year-old will walk at 2.4 miles an hour, which is really fast for him. And he'll walk for minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. My 6-year-old will run 4, 5, 6 miles an hour. He'll run for half a mile on the treadmill and just keep on going. And he's actually an exceptionally good runner. And I was pondering about the statement, monkey see, monkey do. What are your kids doing? What are you exemplifying for them? What are you teaching them with your actions? Are you teaching them to sit around? And a little less resourceful thing that isn't super fun and not very proud of to admit, But we've got our dog, and he's learning to be a middle child with our newborn, at least as of the time of this recording. And so he's chained to the wall by his bed, or he's in his bed in his kennel, or he's outside because it's been exceptionally warm. So he's hanging out outside, playing outside. But he hasn't spent a lot of time directly with the family because he's just so wound up, and wound up big old dog with a newborn, they don't coincide very well. He just wants to sniff her and lick her and bump her and play with her toys and play with her play mats and get things dirty and messy. So as we are navigating that, he's not actively with us all the time. And he gets in trouble a lot because he wants to sniff her and lick her face and get in all her stuff. So he gets yelled at a lot. Well, conversely, my 6-year-old started yelling at him more. And we started noticing that he started yelling at him and kind of pushing him and saying, go to your bed. Well, where did he learn that from? He learned that from me. It's not a good thing, and I'm not proud of it, but it's reality. Monkey see, monkey do. He watched me do that with our dog. And so now I've noticed, oh man, that was a total unconscious behavior. I'm trying to protect my newborn and have the dog with us. So he's got a lead in the living room with his bed so he can come and interact with us. But he's got a certain radius to which he's confined to. So we put her and all the things outside of his radius. So he can still be in the room with us, but not all up in her business. Well, then I've noticed. So what do? I correct. So now I'm loving on our dog more. I'm taking him off leash, letting him be in my office with me versus on a leash or outside or in his kennel. He can free roam in my office with me. He can hang out with me. We can wrestle like we have been before my daughter was born in the floor. And yes, I do wrestle my dog. He's 105 pounds and he's a big dude. And we have a fun time, but exemplifying and showing my 6-year-old, hey, this is how we treat our puppy. We love our puppy. And yeah, he's still a puppy. So he's got puppy tendencies and we have to correct those. But by and large, we love our puppy. Walking on the treadmill. I am showing you that I take care of my body. With my food, I am showing you I have restraint and I eat according to my macros and the diet that I have set forward for myself to create the body that I want. I show them my body with my shirt off and say, this is the body that I have formed with exercise, with nutrition, with proper physical education and proper technique and proper time. Time under tension, day in, day out. They see me. I exemplify what my sons should be. I teach them to do hard things. Go back a ways and you'll see the misogis that I've done, and I'm teaching them to do misogis. And I'm teaching them that I've done marathons and Ironmans and Olympic triathlons and hard things, mountain biking and running, all these physical activities. I have never been a gamer, and there's nothing wrong with gaming. But if you're always sitting in front of a screen, I work on a screen. I work on my computer. If I'm always in front of my computer, I'm teaching my sons that screen is more important than them. That screen is more important than my physical health. That screen is more important than my family. The same thing goes for my phone. But putting the phone away, being on the floor, playing with the kids, spending time with the kids, going out and doing fun things with the kids and the family shows by example what I prioritize. It's not just that I say it. It's that I live it. It's that I do it. I'm trying to teach them to the best of my ability. Do I fall all the time? Do I fail all the time? Absolutely. But I get back up. I resolve it clean. I repair any problems that I've caused. And I keep moving forward. And how important that is. How important it is to not just use your words, but use your actions. I teach a communications course in prison. And the thing that gets brought up so much, and I harp on all the time, is 55% of our communication is nonverbal. A whole whopping 38% is how we say what we say. And then a mere 7%, very small amount, are the actual words we use. See, our kids, they learn by example. Things are caught, not taught. And with that example, we focus, we mess up all the time on that 7%, but make sure you get the 93% right. Your body language, your tone, your pace, your volume, your pace with your words. It matters. And as you exemplify, as you teach physically with action, it lands. I don't remember a lot growing up from the words that my parents used. There's very, very few things that my parents said that stuck with me. But I do remember experiences, and I remember how they made me feel. I remember going and fly fishing with my dad and driving the fairly long distance. In reality, it was probably like 20, 30, 40 minutes. In my 10, 11-year-old brain, it was forever. Like I'd fall asleep on the way there or on the way home. I remember getting, what they call them, pork rolls at Mountain Green sandwich shop. There's a little like, it wasn't a gas station, but it was a little grocery stop in the middle of nowhere in Buttsville, New Jersey. And getting these sandwiches with my dad and spending these little moments. There's a time where I probably, looking back, I was probably 5 or 6. And I remember laying in the window of my dad's truck and doing errands with him and falling asleep and looking at the window, my hair blowing in the wind. I remember that image vividly and being so happy to be with my dad and just being out with him. I was probably a nuisance. It was probably annoying that I was on errands with him, but I loved it. I loved being there. I loved being accepted. I remember being even younger and being 2, 3 years old and being in the bicycle trailer with my books in my lap behind my mom with my sister in the trailer with me. I remember watching my mom work her guts out on her bike when I was like 2 and 3 years old. Guess what? My mom this year, let's see, my mom is 69 years old. She's still on her bike. 34 years later, 35 years later, she is still on her bike. And guess what? She was on her bike before I came around, and she's going to be on her bike all the way till she dies, I promise you. That woman lives on her bike. But I remember those experiences. I remember being a priority for my parents. What example are you setting for your kids? Are you going to work away for them? Or are you being with them as much as you can? And I get that not everybody has the ability to be with them at all times. But when you are with them, are you actually with them? Or are you physically with them, but you're actually in your phone? Or mentally away somewhere else in work or in something different? Be present. Be attentive. Be alert. Show them what you care about. Show them your priorities. Show them what you care most about. And like the experience with my dog, if it's not as resourceful, correct it. Gratefully, my wife noticed that. I didn't even notice it. She pointed it out and said, "Hey, I noticed our oldest. He's starting to yell at the dog, and he's telling the dog to go lay in his bed, and that he's being annoying, and he's just yelling at him more and saying he doesn't want to be near him because he's annoying, and that he's being naughty." She pointed that out to me. I'm grateful for a wife that pointed out a flaw that I had so I can correct it, because I was exemplifying in the wrong direction. And it gives me the opportunity to correct that. I'm so grateful for those opportunities to grow, to become better, and to show my sons, hey, I messed up here. I'm sorry. This is how I'm fixing it. This is how I'm repairing that. And then proceed to do so. That is what I have for you today. That is what I wanted to share. That is what I want you to share with those people that you feel will learn from this, grow from this episode. This show only grows when you share it. Find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. I am so easy to find. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about these things. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.